Hello, I am Mr. Orange and this is video hashtag 532. In this video, I'll be talking about 12 ounce mouse, 12 OZ mouse, 12 Oz mouse. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's the show I'm going to talk about today. I think I'm going to pronounce it as 12 Oz mouse. But before we get into this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. This will help me push more content for you guys. In the past 8 days, I've been making YouTube shorts out of 16. So going forward, I'll be making YouTube shorts out of 16 and Scooby-Doo. So always stay tuned for those. Like I said before, I'm gonna talk about 12 Hours Mouse. It's a show from Adult Swim, which I haven't heard about until this week. The main character is Mouse, and the main villains are Shark and Square. They're corrupt businessmen who want to destroy the world. At least that's what I've gathered from watching the entire show. Bear in mind there's only 3 seasons. I could only manage to watch the first 2 seasons. I couldn't get hold of the 3rd season. So how did I get into this show? Like I said before, I didn't know about it until this week. So it's truly a new fresh show for me. So I don't have nostalgic attachment to the show. So it's the same way how I felt about 50-50 Heroes. But I did like 50-50 Heroes. For this show, I'm not too sure. But I think I will talk about more about that later. Also, from what I've gathered, it appears this show was around since 2005 and 2008. That's like season 1 and season 2. But season 3 came out in 2020. So 2020 is like a total reboot. And if I'm talking about this show, I'm talking about the first 2 seasons. I can't say anything about the 3rd season. And even if I couldn't get hold of it because it's so pricey. I don't have Amazon Prime, so yeah, I can't talk about that. But I will talk about the first 2 seasons. Also, I don't want to talk about season 3 because, to be honest, I did not enjoy the first 2 seasons at all. While it does have its like good moments, it doesn't make me want to watch the 3rd season. So where can you watch 12 Hours Mouse? Basically, where have I been watching it? I don't know if I said it before or now, but where I watched it on YouTube. You do need to pay to watch it though. Since I've had a bad experience watching this show, I wouldn't recommend paying for it, unless you are curious to watch it yourself. But if you are curious, go for it. But you do need to pay for it. You can also notice that I've been watching like Scooby-Doo shows, and I've also have been watching James and the Giant Peach, The Emperor's New Groove, and The Fox and the Hound. By the way, I highly recommend watching Fox and the Hound. It's just amazing. So let's get into critiquing the show. Disclaimer, I found a new way for me to critique the show. This was actually inspired by Maverick Baking, who does critique food. She usually rates things out of 5. Basically, in her videos, whenever she reviews chocolate or anything, she considers like taste, texture, the branding, and all that. And then she then concludes rating out of 5. So I want to adopt this idea into my videos too. So for me, I will consider rating the art style, the title, the theme song, and the overall show out of 5. I will rate like each of those. And I do have a system to help me with this. Like I've kept a note about all the shows I've been watching, and I have been ranking them like each category. So like I'm using that to guide me to how I'm gonna rate each of them. By the way, I would love you guys to check out Maverick Baking. Subscribe to her; she's amazing. Also, the rating system is based on the percentage of how good it is. Also, my opinion may change in the future, but this opinion is based on the present day. I know this was a lot to explain, but I hope I improve in the future. So let's start off talking about the art style of the show. I will mention the positive first. Let me get that out of the way. I love how unique and simple each characters are. Like we have a character named Eye and he looks like an eye. There's a shark, there's a mouse. They all have unique design. I like the color choices making it simple. So there is a wide variety of characters with unique design and style. But I do have a major negative about this which outweighs the positive. And it's a big one. I think the background is. I don't like the background. The fact that it's white and it's one single color does hurt it a little bit. I think it prevents the characters from standing out because it clashes with each other. Like what I've learned from watching these animations and cartoons is that you want your characters to be the important focus if they're the important parts. So you want them to stand out from the background. So what you want is the background to be less important, like adding like thicker bordering and maybe borderline as well. It would help the character stand out more. So what I'm saying is, I think thicker black outlines would help the character stand out. So all that considered, I will give the art style 2 out of 5. The next thing I want to talk about is the title of the show. So the title of the show is called 12 Oz Mouse or 12 Ounce Mouse, 12 OZ Mouse. I didn't know how to pronounce that, but in the show they pronounce it as 12 Ounce Mouse. Like, should you have to watch that show to understand the title? To be fair, it does have its positives. It is a short, simple title, which is great, it's effective. And I'm glad that it has numbers in its title, like it's 12 Oz Mouse. There's not many shows with numbers in it, so it does stand out from the rest. And to be honest, like I think culturally, this may play into this. Like my where I'm from, we don't use the word ounces. We don't use that metric. We usually use grams. So I do think like my perspective is different. But yeah, I do see the appeal of it, but I'm not used to using the word. So like 12 ounce mouse is unique to me. And how you pronounce the word is kind of like unique to me as well. I mean, I do like the word, but it also kind of like there's other words that have the word Oz in it, like Wizard of Oz. So I think there's that as well. So it's different how you look at it. But for me, I think from my perspective, it just doesn't make it look clever. And I have to compare this show from other shows as well. Like compared to them, it's not a clever title. So going off of that, I would have to give it 2 out of 5 stars as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is the theme song of 12 Oz Mouse. And I think it's pretty easy for me how I feel about this theme song. I don't like this theme song. And it's not even the fact that it's heavy metal is the issue. I'm at this point where I don't care about the genre. Like I like any genre now, and it's not the genre; it's the quality. And the quality of this theme song is really bad. Like you can't understand what they're saying. And I know good TV shows that uses heavy metal as their theme song, like Johnny Test, for example. It's pretty iconic. So without hesitation, I would give this theme song 1 out of 5. The next thing I want to talk about are the characters of 12 Oz Mouse. I think one of my favorite characters from this show is Golden Joe because I think he's the most expressive of the characters. It also helps that he has an accent. And two other honorable mentions would be Man Woman and the lady with the green jumper. Even though their voice is monotonous, the fact that they have a female voice makes them distinct enough. There are a few characters who are still like have a bit of personality, like the producer man, Rhoda, and Rooster. However, for the most part, most of the characters lack expression and they sound monotonous. Like, I don't mind if the characters are monotonous, but there needs to be like a variety of the voices. Maybe different accents, maybe like different like female voices, that would have helped it. And I don't mind if the characters make the same jokes, but they need to have a variety because I feel like the characters they always repeat the same jokes. And I can't really point out like, what my favorite episode is because there's no structure here. I mean, I do have like few favorite moments, but I say it's centered around my favorite characters like Golden Joe, the man woman, and the lady with the green jumper. I guess my most favorite moment. I guess I do find the grander story interesting. However, it's easy for me to like lose interest in it because of the things that's happening around it. Like, first of all, I find the visuals really distracting. Like I said, the white background makes it distracting to see what I'm seeing. And also, the noises are also distracting. Like, sometimes the characters are too quiet, but the explosions around are like gun shooting or uh, like ball throwing. It's kind of distracting to hear what's going on. So what I'm basically saying is that it's hard to pay attention to the important parts of the story. And it's kind of annoying when characters like resort to violence. Like, I'm not saying that as a bad way. Like, of course you can have violence in your shows, but it's kind of distracting when you're like trying to pay attention to what's going on. So that's my like main feeling about this whole show altogether. So considering all the points I've made, and comparing this show to all the shows I've been watching, I have no other way to say it, but I would rate this 1 out of 5. Like, there's glimpses of like good parts, but you know, it's overshadowed by the negative side, and also the adding the fact that I have to pay for this as well. So overall, if you want your money's worth, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. So that's it for this video. I'm sorry this video took too long, but I did have to explain some things like making changes so I can have some improvement in my channel. But I'm glad that I've covered this show in this channel because it is a show and like an adult show, so it does help me like I touch on that basis because I do like to add variety to my channel, like because I don't just stick to one thing. And I'm hoping to explore more shows in this channel. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and have a lovely day.